Today's NFL mailbag is done as part of our live NFL daily shows. If you want to join the mailbag, if you want to be a part of the live shows here at Chat Sports, then you got to subscribe. The link is right there at the bottom of your screen. It's youtube.com/chatsportstv. From Alejandro Cijo, what do you think Seattle will do with Aldon Smith? It's a waiting game right now. Seattle does not have to make a decision. The likely outcome here is they try to fully let this legal process play out. Obviously, he's got the battery charge. He was booked back in April, I think was the time frame there. It's a tricky situation. It will have to be a wait-and-see situation for the Seahawks. If it's bad and he's guilty, they cut him. If not, he fights for a roster spot. From Matthew Newman, Chiefs Super Bowl again, and Frank Clark MVP, yes or no? The Chiefs the Super Bowl, very good bet. That's a good bet on that front. Frank Clark MVP. MVP is a stats-based award and a popularity award, even Super Bowl MVP. Probably no, it'll probably be Patrick Mahomes. That's the likely outcome, I think, for KC. Gary Sanderson, will Dallas cut Anthony Brown? And if we sign Malik Hooker, can he play cornerback? All right, so a couple thoughts here. I don't think they'll cut AB. If Kelvin Joseph or Deshaun Wright or Reggie Robinson impress, then maybe they can save some money, but probably not. As for Malik Hooker, the medical did not check out from as near as I can tell, and he's a free safety, not a cornerback anyway. He would not fill a need on the outside at corner. For Matthew Newman, where does LeVeon Bell go? To whatever team will take him. It honestly blows my mind. For as talented as Lev Bell is, how he has managed to burn 3 bridges like he's Antonio Brown. Pittsburgh doesn't want him anymore. The Jets don't want him. And the Chiefs now don't want him. And you're taking shots at Andy Reid? There are quite a few Andy Reid disciples who might not like that around the NFL. Look, I'd say a team like Miami, the Dolphins could make some sense. Maybe a team like the Falcons could make some sense. But the Lev Bell you once knew, not the guy you're going to get at this stage in his NFL career. From Stumbling Sam, what is the Broncos' ceiling if Locke takes a step from last season? It depends on what a step is. Is it a Josh Allen-esque breakout year? If so, we're going to the Super Bowl, baby. If it's not that, and it's just an incremental step, probably missing the playoffs again. We have not seen franchise quarterback consistent play out of Drew Lock. Frankly, over his 2 years, he's been closer to Mitchell Trubisky. And frankly, probably not even as good as peak Mitchell Trubisky at this point. The Broncos are hoping Drew Lock breaks out, but they're not committed to that fully necessarily. Sam's our Broncos host here. He's upset with my comment. I don't know why you're booing me. I'm right. I am correct. Drew Lock has not been that good yet for Denver. Now, he has the potential to do so. He has the arm strength. He loves to go deep downfield. Hopefully, a healthy receiving core will make him look better, but Lock has not had the breakout yet. He has not proven he's the franchise guy at this point. So I want you guys now to name a player that you think will step up this year. Who do you want to step up? Who do you need your favorite team to have a breakout year from? Get your votes in for me in the comments section. This question, by the way, is the pinned comment onto this. So you get the ad break here on YouTube, scroll on down, and get your votes in. Super chat now from Burn and Space. Shout out, y'all. Been busy for the last couple shows. Any updates with Atlanta? Depth updates at wide receiver after the Julio Jones trade. As of right now, fairly quiet, but I get what you're going for there. Atlanta has to get somebody else, right? Now, maybe it's during training camp or later on, or they add a veteran like a Golden Tate, put Tate in the slot, let Ridley and Gage play on the outside. Could work, I guess. The depth for Atlanta is not good. It's Ridley and Gage, 2 good tight ends, one with potential to be elite, and Kyle Pitts. Frank Darby was a 6th-round pick. So if I'm Atlanta, I'm finding more receiver help, be it now or maybe closer to roster cut-down day when some good players can be had on the cheap. Hanif Razik, what are the chances the Niners make the playoffs, and who will lead them? Trey Lance, Jimmy Garoppolo. If it is Trey Lance, when will he take over? That's a good question. Our Niners report channel, led by Chase Sr., youtube.com/49erstv, has broken this down a little bit more in depth. I'll give you my Cliff Notes version, though. Yes, they have playoff potential. I would say probably closer to 50-50, if not higher than that they make the postseason. If they do make the postseason, I wonder if it's because Garoppolo keeps that job for most of the year and he plays well and is actually healthy for once. If Trey Lance takes over, if Garoppolo struggles or gets hurt again, we'll say if he's healthy, I'd say a good over-under, probably right around week 8, somewhere in that range. I want you guys now to let me know who you believe is the most underrated team. Is it San Francisco? Is it the Lions? Is it the Jags? The Jets? Teams we always hate on? Get your votes in for me in the comments section. Who is the most underrated team in the NFL? From Mark Mulo, hey Tom, how are you? Is the upcoming season a huge one for Kirk Cousins to prove himself in remaining with the Minnesota Vikings? So yes, but also no. Unfortunately for the Vikings, the way that Kirk Cousins' contract is set up is that next year he is going to have a $45 million cap hit. Of that cap hit, every single penny is guaranteed. They cannot cut him and save any money. If they find a trade partner, they'd save his $35 million base salary. So for the immediate focus of 2022, the answer is not really. For confidence long-term in Kirk Cousins, as he turns 33 this season, his age 33 season, yeah, kind of a big deal. If he's not good next year, or this year, Minnesota might rebuild. And they might eat Kirk Cousins' salary for 1 year and try and find a new quarterback after the 2022 season wraps up. Cheater Jultex, who will be the 3 starters for the Denver Broncos, and do you think the Broncos will run a lot of dime? I think in a division that features the Chargers, great passing attack, and of course the Chiefs, who do use a tight end, I think you will see a pretty good amount of dime. I still think Bryce Callahan starts maybe in the nickel corner role this time around for Denver. It's going to be Kyle Fuller for sure. Now, maybe Callahan or Darby starts in the nickel. By the end of the year, I'm going to go with this. The 3 starters are Patrick Surtain at outside cornerback number 2, Bryce Callahan, who I love in the nickel, over Ronald Darby, and Kyle Fuller on the outside. Darby is the super sub inside-outside guy, and it's Callahan and Darby when the team chooses to go nickel. I would go nickel if healthy because it's 2021. You know what? You pass the ball, have good corners. Ninja Prodigy, how concerned should the Patriots be with Mac Jones' performance training camp thus far? It's minicamp, by the way. So because of that, I wouldn't be all that concerned. It's not that big of a deal. It's minicamp. Yeah, I think Mac Jones will be a fine NFL quarterback. I'm not going to panic on this front here. The buzz from the ESPN beat writer Mike Reese, who I think is get some good information out there, says Mac Jones looked great at Monday's minicamp. So, okay, cool. It's fine. I'm not concerned. Don't freak out yet. All right? Give him some time. There's an adjustment period out there. Frankly, he might be in a worse offensive room talent-wise relative to his teammates and versus opponents in New England than what he had when he was loaded at Alabama. If you guys want more NFL videos pretty much every single day, in fact, it's actually multiple times a day, hit the big red button. It's youtube.com/chatsportstv. We're not going anywhere. It might be a bit of a dead period right now around the NFL. We still got stuff to talk about. So if you want daily videos, if you want to be in the know with what's going on around the NFL, hit that big red button and subscribe right now. From the Beal Mitha, should the Falcons go after Xavier Howard, or should we go after a wide receiver with the money we have left? What else do you think we should do? I think the defense in general is still in need of support. Here's the problem with getting a big-name player. If you can get Xavier Howard for a second-round pick, let's ride. I am in. I would do that right now. I doubt the Dolphins would do that. If I'm the Falcons, my first round pick, outside of like a couple of guys, is untouchable. I think that pick could be pretty early. And yeah, you saved some money with the Julio Jones trade. You were up against the cap, though, which is clearly a big deal, which it shouldn't be for the Falcons organization, and you got to pay Calvin Ridley. So a lot of that money is going to go into the pockets of Ridley. So I would look for some cheaper defensive options, but big name-wise, I think Atlanta's pretty much done. From my burner account, which first-year head coach will have the most year-one success? So your options here are David Culley, Houston Texans. Not going to be him. Nick Sirianni with the Eagles. Probably not going to be him. Dan Campbell, the Lions. I like him. He's fun. He bites kneecaps, but probably not going to be him. Urban Meyer, I got some concerns on that one, but he's got Trevor Lawrence, so maybe. I like Robert Saleh, but I'm not convinced the Jets are going to be good in year one. Arthur Smith is kind of in a weird spot with Falcons, but I like him. My top two in the end are the aforementioned Arthur Smith and Brandon Staley. He's got Justin Herbert. That's going to make his life the easiest of that grouping. From Cedric Santiago, do you think Kyler Murray can win MVP this year? He can. I don't know if he will necessarily. Now, if he has a significant breakout year, specifically on the passing side, and namely in third downs, if you want to get really specific, then yes. Murray has the hype. Now he needs the stats and the wins and the production to back it up. From Carmel or Caramel, which I think is what you're going for there, the Chiefs trade for Stephon Gilmore. Again, maybe if you want, it's intriguing. He is holding out right now from the Patriots. He's an awesome football player. Fills a major, major need for Kansas City. He also wants big-time money. And that might be an issue for the Chiefs. Now, our Chiefs host here, Harrison Graham, wanted to plug this question once he saw this one pop in just now, so he built it real fast. Thank you, Harrison. He wants to know this. With Gilmore, could the Chiefs go 20-0? 20 for yes, 0 for no. Could? Yes. I could win the lottery tomorrow. I'm not going to. The Chiefs are not going to go 20-0. I don't think we're going to see a team go undefeated for a very long time. There's simply too much parity across the NFL right now. So get your votes in, though. 20 for yes, 0 for no. It's me, Ray. Who's the better defensive player, Bobby Wagner or Jamal Adams? My first answer is yes. My second answer is probably still Bobby Wagner. I love Jamal Adams, don't get me wrong there, but I think Wagner is still, if not the best, like top 2 or top 3 linebackers in the NFL. Adams is great, but is he top 3 or more top 5 at his position? I'm going to go Wagner in the end. Matthew Newman, if the Titans let Derrick Henry go, should KC sign him? Well, Henry's under contract for the next few years, so not going to happen in the immediate future. Also, if they do let him go, it's probably because his mileage is too high. And at that point, KC should go cheaper and stick with a more undersized scat back type at the running back position. From Lil Eden, if the Broncos trade for Deshaun Watson, where can Aaron Rodgers go? Good question. Houston. He can go to Houston. Probably not if you're Aaron Rodgers. I think Las Vegas makes some sense then. A lot of this depends on the timing. When does a deal go down? Does it go down this offseason? Bit thin then all of a sudden with teams the way they've invested. If they wait another offseason, the Colts could suddenly emerge as a destination. Carolina could pop back up if Darnold ends up struggling. A lot of different teams become potential destinations if they wait until next offseason. For Matthew Newman, if the Chiefs would have gotten J.J. Watt, I think it would have been a lights-out defense. I don't think it would have been lights out. It would have been better, even though Watt's aging. It would have been a better defense. But if you'd paid J.J. Watt, then you wouldn't have gotten either Orlando Brown or Joe Thuney. And with your offensive line needing help, I think the Chiefs made the right call there. So, yes, it would have been better. He would have replaced Jaron Reed probably, but I don't think it would have been a big enough change for what he got from Arizona the Chiefs to make them as opposed to the other ones that they ended up making.